part of BlackRock's application for the Bitcoin spot ETF is to buy it, essentially buy the Bitcoin that it will be buying from Coinbase itself. They were the ones who are going to be providing it.
Yeah, that's like part of their application.
Yeah, application process.
I read somewhere that Coinbase has like a lot of Bitcoin.
They have a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of ETH.
It holds about 5% of all Bitcoin ever made. Well, Vitalik sent a bunch of ETH to Coinbase right after their approval.
Welcome back
to another week.
Sometimes crypto. The unscripted crypto podcast, my dude. What's wrong with you?
Oh man, William, that was funny.
I know what just happened. You got nervous or something?
Welcome back to your favorite crypto podcast. Me and William are cracking jokes.
I haven't cracked a joke yet.
I know.
What? The episode's a little late for last week's, huh?
Yeah, last week's episode was a little late. It is what it is.
I know you're doing now. But we have another great crypto-focused episode.
Yep. We got good news. I mean, we got a lot of news. Like, I wouldn't say.
I don't know about good news.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's good news.
Some of it's old. Some of it's recent. Some of it's in the happening.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start with
like unfolding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Oof, that's a good one. Where do we want to start? Some old news.
Which is the old
like
news?
The oldest news out there.
So Mt. Gox,
yeah,
is the oldest.
The oldest.
So we didn't touch on it.
We talked about Mount
briefly.
Mount Gox. Well, we talked about Mount Gox in general.
Yeah.
But there is an unfolding of brand new news.
So
it was like legal news.
Yeah. So the Mt. Gox Fund Trust, whatever their situation, is currently being repushed another year. It was set for this year, October, essentially their deadline, to just decide whether they're gonna when to liquidate.
Yeah, because they need to repay their trustees.
Creditors. They need to repay creditors.
The trustees need to repay the creditors.
What?
Yeah, because it's like a fund.
It's held in a trust sort of situation. Yeah.
And they need to repay the creditors. The deadline was for October 31st
of this year.
And they pushed it back.
Yeah, until October 31st of 2024.
Next year. Japan time.
What about Japan?
Japan time. That I was reading it and it's like Japan time. Like,
fair enough. So with that, it means we're not going to have that Bitcoin they're holding hit the market because it would have to be over-the-counter sales, essentially.
Okay.
So price will stay steady, even though we don't know how it would affect the price anyways, if they would have liquidated, because we don't know if it would have been all at once or how they're planning on it. What I will say is, the longer it's being pushed, the people that are like the legal battles going on, to see the liquidators, the ones who are going to liquidate, get paid another year.
Oh, they keep on charging fees.
Yeah, you keep on charging fees.
The
longer they push off, the more they get paid, essentially.
I see. So they're trying to keep some cash flow going in their way.
Pretty much. And from a report, the creditors that whatever amount of Bitcoin they got back was only 143,000 Bitcoin.
That's how much they got back from the hack.
From the hack.
That's crazy.
Which is like 20%. The hacking, when it got hacked, from what I read it was 840,000 Bitcoin that got hacked.
Currently worth more than, what was that, 500? 500. At the time, it was worth 500 million. I think now it's closer to like.
It was closer to 29 billion.
Yeah, 30.
So if you compare at today's prices, Mt. Gox is the worst hack.
Theft. That's crazy. Heist, yeah. It's the worst one. All the above.
Like, even compared to FTX, everyone else, like FTX is currently the highest with 9 billion. 3 O's is underneath with like 3 billion.
That is adjusting for price changes.
Yeah, it's putting
because at the
time of happening,
it was only a quarter.
It was only a quarter of a billion.
Yeah.
And now it's representative of that. That's why the current price of Bitcoin, like the 142,000 are going to be liquidated or that are being held, is equal to 4.3 billion.
$4.3 billion is what they have held
right now.
Yeah.
What they were able to recover, though, that.
So for those of you guys that aren't aware about Mt. Gox, it was pretty much one of the earliest,
the first
Bitcoin,
you can say.
Bitcoin exchanges. Strictly Bitcoin, when it first launched in 2010, it on its opening day, it traded a total of 20 Bitcoin for a whopping 5 cents each.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny because Mt. Gox, we talked about this before also, the way it got its name. The original person made a website, had nothing to do with Bitcoin or anything. It was just they were trying to sell Magic the Gathering
trading cards.
Yeah. So then it like hyphenated the name Magic the Gathering online exchange to Mt. Gox.
Which that's just general crypto news. This has been going on since
2014.
So it's been a decade. It's going to a decade of just waiting for all these creditors to get paid. And the amount of Bitcoin that was taken, that's absurd because you can never see that number.
Yeah.
Because the suspects got caught, or
the alleged hackers
of Mt. Gox got caught trying to clean the 647,000 Bitcoins from the hack. And that's what
they're trying to clean it, like launder the
Bitcoin, because you can see it move. You know,
yeah, you see which wallet got in. They try to move it around. They were those are like Russian.
They were alleged Russians.
The people who were alleged,
are Russians.
It's like Alexei and Alexander. I think I saw that.
Yeah.
But it's
like spelled Russian.
It's spelled very.
It's spelled Russian. You know, we're not trying to be nothing. I'm not gonna try to butcher names here.
Yeah. I just read it out. I was like, oh, that's Alexander.
I'm not trying to embarrass myself.
Like hyphenated with Russian accent. That's the only way I could say it. Like I really couldn't. Yeah. I wasn't gonna butcher it.
But that's
so they tried moving some of the 650.
They tried to move all of it, and it caused authorities just to flag it because it's such a big amount of.
But I think they were also in charge of like some other crypto exchange, Bitcoin exchange, but that was more so targeted for like criminal activity.
Possibly.
Like that crypto exchange was like.
It was also involved criminally with something else. Gotcha.
And I think that's like kind of what like kind of drew their attention to those two individuals.
Yeah.
The world of early crypto was ruthless and quite unforgiving. I mean, crypto's still unforgiving. Crypto's still very unforgiving, but it was uncharted waters before. Now there's a lot more people with a lot of experience and a lot of like history to.
Things still go bad.
Yeah.
Moving from that to our favorite people.
Our favorite people?
Maybe.
Coinbase?
The SEC?
Oh.
I feel like they're a better segue since it's going from a hack to regulating.
Yeah. True. SEC.
To then corruption.
What's up? To then corruption.
Yeah,
might as well.
And we'll end with the other stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll segue somewhere from something.
Well, yeah, at some point. So what's our good friends at the
we talked about in the very last episode how the SEC wants to doesn't want to start. They want to continue cracking down on not just exchanges and what's the word I'm looking for? Clearing houses and stuff like that. They want to go after also DeFi protocols and anything else that could potentially be breaking SEC regulations or laws. But David
Hirsch,
right? David Hirsch. He's like the main guy in charge of handling crypto enforcement, not just Gary, our second favorite person, our first favorite person. Gary Gensler. He basically said that the SEC doesn't have the ability to like keep track of all of it, but that they're going to continuously just crack down one at a time. They're not just going to go for big players like Coinbase and Binance. Just anything that moves in crypto, they want to take a piece.
So that's what Elsie was talking about when she was on. She was saying like one of her big concerns was that people get into the crypto agency, like the whole like industry as a whole, not exactly knowing all the regulatory concerns with financial instruments, and it being a blockchain based like ecosystem. A lot of people are going to be left exposed if they don't have legal like structure for like publicly facing organizations.
Yeah. So,
and that's pretty much what this guy Hirsch is talking about. He's like, I think he said like there was like 25,000 total coins out there that they could technically go for, and he was saying that Coinbase and Binance are just the beginning of it. That after that they're gonna keep on going for the other ones.
I don't think they can. Not in terms of if like they actually can. In terms of I don't think they have the ability to go after all of them.
Yeah, so that's like
especially if they keep on losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's one of the main concerns brought up by the former chair, the person who had David Hirsch's
position.
Yeah. So David Hirsch is like head of the agency's crypto assets and cyber unit.
Yeah.
And the person before that is Christina Littman. Christina Littman. She's an attorney for another firm right now, and she's like, you seem like you have your hands full right now with everything you're currently doing. And yeah, you're totally right. There's too many out there for them to be able to go on, especially if they keep on losing.
Not just losing, is that they never got in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
They waited until everyone dropped one, and now you want to go after everyone at this like one at a time? Impossible. You can't keep up. There's just too many people.
Yeah.
For you to even get close.
It's also like the whole issue with like the Coinbase thing. It's like Coinbase was a registered company, traded.
You allowed it.
Publicly traded. And now you want to go back and open up their books and like dissect them and see what's going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like.
Yeah, after FTX collapse, you want to go now back end and retractively go check everyone out and be like, I don't know if we did our due diligence.
Due diligence.
God dang it. Can't talk.
Damn. So SEC is not going to give up.
No.
This guy, David Hirsch, is just going to keep on going for the decentralized exchanges. I'm assuming are going to be next, because the only thing that would make sense would be for them to start off with the big hitters, the ones that are in the limelight of it all, and then start moving their way down. And they gotta get something to hit, but they're not hitting.
So this is connecting this to what's currently happening. We're currently like 5 days away from a U.S. like shutdown again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right now, both Democrats and Republicans are fighting over spending again. And we're like, if they don't get it settled in 5 days, we're going to have another pause. So what I was just thinking of, if SEC continues losing, at what point is the government or Republicans or Democrats going to be like, hey, stop spending money because you're not winning either way?
True. Like, what time will they get shut down and be like, stop going after crypto. Focus on something else.
Not just focus, or start proactively like, okay, if I can't go after them to go back, let me set new rulings, new legislation, new regulations to how I want to proceed moving forward. Because if you can't take them all down, going backwards,
then yeah, exactly. Because like at that point, like I said, if they start with the big fish and then start moving the other way, then they're like the return is just gonna get progressively worse. So it's like not worth it. Each one is like, they're going for they're hoping that they hit the biggest and the rest will fall, but they tried hitting the biggest, Bitcoin, and
they're like, who am I gonna fight? They semi-lost to Ripple.
Yeah, they already lost.
What?
They already lost to Ripple?
Semi-lost. Semi because they didn't. Ripple, the token is not a security, but the way that Ripple ended the initial launch was considered a security terms. It was considered at that point that they broke security regulations because they sold to institutions that did know what they were buying, versus the retail side weren't aware that Ripple Labs and XRP
were associated to each other. I see.
So that's why they semi.
Yeah.
Which is important, thing to take away, because if XRP is considered not a security, you're in the green in that situation. In terms of XRP can go back on open markets, just how it did immediately that same day.
So, what? So where do they stand right now with Coinbase and Binance?
Standstill.
They're just
They
waiting.
just started with, like we talked about last episode. Binance is, the judges, the SEC side wanted to look under all of Binance US, and they're like, no, just pick something specific, go after that, or we're not going to allow you free range of it.
Yeah.
And as for Coinbase, I'm not exactly sure. I think they're still back and forth.
Probably under the same.
Under the same, probably.
Same spot.
Because they have very different lawsuits or
different things going on, like different charges.
I think the charges for Binance were like more civil as well, versus Coinbase is just strictly all you're selling. These things that you're selling, I think it was multiple tokens. These are all unregistered securities, or like the majority of what's on Coinbase is unregistered securities. So they can be charged for selling unregistered securities at that point, being a broker dealer for unregistered securities, which that's a different story at that point.
How long do you think that case is gonna go up for?
2 years.
I know that. next bull run.
Next bull run.
Next bull run.
When Binance and Coinbase got their bag up again, and then they want to fight, and there's a cash out a little bit, and be like, we got money again.
Okay,
let's talk.
Okay. Yeah,
we can fund.
And it's crazy though, because they're still making money. Like they still got a full business going on.
They haven't stopped, paused, or anything.
Nope. Actually, on good news for Coinbase, they just got approved as an official agency in Spain, and so now they could operate over there. Registered crypto exchange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just that. BlackRock will be using part of BlackRock's appeal application for the Bitcoin spot ETF is to use to buy it, essentially buy the Bitcoin that it will be buying from Coinbase itself.
Oh, really?
They're the ones who are going to be providing it. That's one, that's
like part of their application.
Yeah, application process having.
They amended probably at some point. I'm saying, okay, we're going to be getting our crypto Bitcoin from
BlackRock.
I read somewhere that Coinbase has like a lot of Bitcoin. I don't remember.
They have a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of ETH.
Yeah, holds about 5% of all Bitcoin ever made.
Yeah.
Well, Vitalik sent a bunch of ETH to Coinbase right after their approval. It was about 400 Ethereum.
I mean, just hold like a lot, on their wallets, not just on the exchange itself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. 5%
of all Bitcoin. I mean, 5% is already lost.
5% of all Bitcoin's lost?
Yeah.
What's 5% of 21 million?
I'm not doing that math in my head right now.
That's a weird number. It's hard. I feel like it should be relatively
4. No, not 4. 4 something? 4.7.
1 million. 1 million.
I was that off. My fault.
Yeah.
I wasn't mathing.
But I think it should be more. You sure you didn't mean like 5 million Bitcoin? Not 5%.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 5%.
21.
That's a Googleable answer.
Yeah, we could definitely find that. But yeah, Vitalik sent 400 ETH. It's to Coinbase, valued at about $600,000. Apparently, Coinbase holds 5% of all Bitcoin ever made. And I mean, in terms of like crypto holdings, I believe MicroStrategy still wins. Which I'm gonna search that up also because
4 billion. I mean 4 million.
4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little over 5%.
What?
It's a little over 5%. It's 20%.
Okay. 20%. Just a little bit.
It's a little over. It's not a lot.
You said it's so like monotone and like so like straightforward. I was like, what do you? I was like, did I do the math wrong? I thought I did the math wrong for a second. Yeah.
How much MicroStrategy is on?
Well, yeah. How much MicroStrategy is on? I know MicroStrategy just bought more. They Michael Saylor announced that. I think it was within the last 24 hours. Mind you, this recording is on Tuesday. November.
MicroStrategy owns right now.
They just bought 5,445,000 Bitcoin at for a total of $147.3 million. But the thing is, they have a very interesting way of buying Bitcoin. It's like they buy Bitcoin; it's an asset that they hold, and then they could leverage that and buy more Bitcoin.
Yeah. They currently hold 152,800 Bitcoin.
152,000 Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of Bitcoin.
As of July 31st, 2023. This is from MicroStrategies, by the way.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's what Mt. Gox has held.
Has held?
That's what they currently hold. They hold 140,000.
Oh, wow. So Mt. Gox is also pretty up there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What?
Speaking about Coinbase. We talked about some hack that happened earlier. The camera's good?
Yeah.
The camera's good. Okay. We talked about it, I think it was July-ish. The Curve Finance hack. That was a pretty big news back when that happened. And apparently Coinbase earned $1 million off of that hack unwittingly. Since it was an ETH-based hack, they happened to be the validators for the block that approved the transaction. There's some people involved. I don't remember their names, but they're like one of the people who noticed that was one of the Coinbase's validators. They asked them if they're gonna return the money to the victims of the hack, and they haven't done so yet. That was earlier this month when it was found out. So just to retouch on the Curve Finance hack, that was a hack that happened a few months ago. Like I said, I don't remember if it was June or July. It happened towards the end of the month, where there was a bug in the code, and for the language that they use is Viper, and there was like a compiler issue where it wasn't compiling the re-entrancy locks, and it allowed a hacker to go in and like
withdraw
a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, Coinbase hasn't like really said if they're going to be returning the money yet or not, but it's $1 million.
Yeah, and it wasn't for like approving the transaction. It was more so because a trading bot ran it.
Oh, a trading bot like did it.
Okay, so a trading bot noticed that there was a price difference because of the ETH being moved from the pool itself.
Oh,
which caused it to buy up what was on the other side of it at a discount. Coinbase is the one who validated that transaction from the bot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a bot that did the transaction, and Coinbase validated it.
The trade, though, not the actual hack itself. It was a separate transaction that occurred because of
that hack. Oh, okay, I see. Damn. Yeah, I kind of misunderstood that then when I was reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a trading bot that just...
I can read it here. I have it here. So, a trading bot noticed this once-in-a-lifetime arbitrage opportunity and pounced, paying 570 ETH, worth 1.06 million at the time, to make sure Ethereum's blockchain validator processed its trade as quickly as possible. It was the second biggest payment ever tied to the practice known as a MEV. Validators run the Ethereum network, and there are many of them. In this case, Coinbase was the validator that received payments, according to Alchemix, which lost money during the Curve exploit. Data from Nansen that shows Coinbase was the recipient of the money.
Okay.
So it was just an arbitrage that a bot caught, and since it paid such a fee to validate it, Coinbase is the one who received it.
Yeah, so they paid the 500 to get the MEV, which according to Ethereum.org means maximal extractable value.
Yeah.
Damn, that bot must have been like going like, I hit the lottery. Boom.
Yeah. And then later, once everyone found out that it was because of the exploit, everyone, for the most part, everyone involved in any transaction or trades returned the funds. Yeah. As of right now, Coinbase is the only one. Even the bot, like the person who runs the bot, was like, no, like we're returning it back too. Only person missing
is Coinbase.
Which is not obligated to return, by the way.
Yeah, they're not obligated. Yeah, that's for sure. That's crazy though, because like, I don't know, like they got a lot of money coming in. They're not obligated. I totally understand that they're not obligated to. Like, the bot wasn't the runner of the bot wasn't obligated to do it either. But they returned the money. Do you think they should?
Yeah.
You're like, duh.
Yeah, it's the same thing with these politicians that got money from FTX. Give it back, you bunch of scumbags.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like, okay, you obviously run the validators to secure the network, but if you're securing a network that's committing fraudulent transactions, well, like abusive transactions, because I wouldn't say that's fraudulent, it was just abusive.
Yeah, the trade itself wasn't. It was more so why it occurred.
Yeah.
What triggered it.
Yeah. I mean, it would seem morally right to just give it back.
100%.
That's crazy. I feel like I've been saying that a lot.
That's crazy?
That's crazy.
This guy, he's just, that's crazy.
You're just becoming self-aware of
You're just becoming self-aware that that's crazy?
I'm just saying that's crazy.
This man.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just laughing, man. I'm laughing.
What?
We're doing good on
what?
On the temp. It's not we're not like overexerting too much heat today.
Why you say that?
Cuz I feel it cooler.
Oh. Yeah, it's not hot today.
We have an issue in this room. It gets hot. We talked about it before. Today
and it causes the cameras to die.
Yeah, today.
Why? Where are we at?
About the 20-minute mark.
20 minute?
28.
They're still running.
Yeah.
Even with the ice packs on this, looking like ratchetness.
Right?
They're still running. I'm proud. We figure it out.
Apparently, the SEC has delayed Cathie Wood's ARK Invest ETF approval for Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin. And did it say when you read it where up to when's the next approval date?
I did not see it. It was just like breaking news.
Yeah? We can.
Yeah. And I was like, what the? I was like, oh my God. I literally rushed back over here. I kind of, as I was going to start spewing my mouth, I was like, let me bite my tongue and try to see if we could save it for the podcast. Because if anything, William has a pet peeve for me saying things that's good, that's super relevant. He's like, no. He's like, shut up. It's content. But yeah, we kind of expected them to push back on this ETF approval anyways, because like the ETF, I mean the SEC is just scrambling for any signs of anything to like not have to approve any of these Bitcoin ETFs. But yeah, it's right here, posted by...
I have CoinDesk.
Bitcoin Magazine.
That's,
2 hours ago. But they didn't post the link, is the thing. Yeah. Bitcoin Magazine, breaking SEC officially delays Cathie Wood's ARK Invest spot Bitcoin ETF application. No link. No nothing. I would check, but like... they just didn't say anything. So now we're just I guess like live validating, because they're the first ones on the list to like deadlines.
Yeah, it's the order of who's first, which we know it's them, so meaning everyone else is just gonna get pushed
back after.
Most likely.
I think theirs was like for January is what I remember hearing, or they expected it to be.
Everyone's expected to get pushed out until January, until
next year.
All of them are expected to be pushed out continuously until like they can't anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's why every time we've talked about it, we've always said it's pushed out until that day, because the assumption is it's not gonna get approved.
It's gonna get pushed back before that deadline even gets remotely close.
Yeah. So it says, reading a Twitter article, pulling up a Twitter thing right now.
On the ARK Invest thing?
Yeah. You click a link and it doesn't take you to Twitter page.
To where you expected it to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me go back. So it says, update now. Whoa, the SEC just came out super early and delayed the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF filing. This wasn't due for a decision until November 11th.
Until November 11th.
Yeah, this is what James Satarf, whatever his name is, tweeter, X, right?
X.
Said, and they also delaying the global IX ETFs application, which was due October 7th, which we assume it's all going to happen. They're all going to get pushed out. Kind of crazy they pushed out before November, actually, now that I read that.
Yeah, because, I mean, we still got October.
Yeah, we're not in October.
Yeah, they're like, we're not going to wait till October comes in. They just wanted to do that way before.
You have any more thoughts today? I see you've had energy and then you like...
Well, like, I don't know if that's necessarily good news or bad news, because on the bright side, it shows that the SEC doesn't really have anything to grip onto to make a case stick. But on the bad news, it just means like we gotta wait longer for any type of actual legitimate crypto regulation to be in place and actually get moving.
So this is from Cointelegraph, my bad. Is the commission gave itself an additional 60 days to consider listing the ARK21 shares investment vehicle on the SCOB BZX exchange with a final deadline set for January 10th. The article reads, SEC pushes deadline for ARK21 share spot Bitcoin ETF to January. So meaning final decision has to be made January 10th.
Yeah.
Minimum.
For ARK Invest.
And
then if
approve or deny.
Yeah. If there's any others between then and now, they're probably just going to delay those as well.
Yeah.
And I guess like on some other bright news, I mean, it's like you got until January to start stacking some sats before it gets listed on some type of publicly traded exchange.
And today as well,
market. Same
day, they also delayed the global IX, like I said earlier, like 10 seconds ago. They also delayed that one, which is unclear why. They're still pushing these out. They should have all the information.
Okay.
Necessary, from what the Cointelegraph article reads.
We're gonna see, but I know when that day comes, when it officially, eventually does get approved, we're gonna see a lot of money going into Bitcoin.
And the global IX ETF, from what I'm reading here, is their deadline is November 21st.
Yeah.
That's what the Cointelegraph article is reading. And for the other ones, continue the article. It says at the time of publication, the next deadlines for spot crypto ETFs application from 7 major firms: BlackRock, WisdomTree, Invesco, Galaxy, Valkyrie, Bitwise, Vanerk, and Fidelity are scheduled for October. The second delay or extend these deadlines until March. Yep. So ideally, they will most likely, at the rate this is going, have to approve or deny
by first quarter. The global.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one, which is November, I didn't really quite specify if that was final deadline, but if it is, they might have to approve all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Or deny that one and have a really good reason to deny it.
For November.
So it may be sooner at this rate.
Yeah, because it's still September. Let's see if anything happens on October. And now it's the one that they haven't really they didn't really clarify if that's the final extension or not.
No, it doesn't. I'll read the exact line.
Yeah, so if they do extend that one again, it'll be till later.
Yeah.
If it could be extended.
Yeah, so if the article reads January 10th, 240 days after the initial application was filed, period. The next deadline for global IX's ETF will fall on November 21st.
Mm-hmm. November.
The next deadline.
Yeah.
So meaning.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like that's the last one. It sounds like it could be another one.
It sounds like there could be one more extension.
And then the other big 7 players are all coming in October as well, which we all assume those will also be pushed.
Yeah, those are all gonna be pushed. This is the assumption.
And no financial advice being given. The idea would be to stack up some Bitcoin before
approval. Because if you wait till after approval,
you might be too late.
In terms of
buying price.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of buying price. Because if your thing's like more so like, I don't know, like formality, then yeah, you can wait till.
What?
Like
you got stuck there, buddy?
Like, because a lot of people are probably waiting until that date does happen so that they could just buy it through whoever their bankers are.
Well, no, it wouldn't be through bankers. You'll be buying that ETF.
Yeah, on the stock market.
Essentially. Which it probably wouldn't be available that same day.
No.
I'm not sure how that would work or how they would do it.
Yeah, I doubt it'd be available the same day. And that'd be kind of surprising if it is, because that would mean that the agencies who set up, they have to have all the infrastructure already in place.
I'm pretty sure they do.
They might, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they all do.
Probably.
So it could be, but early January, maybe November.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, if you have Bitcoin now, you'll want to buy some more before that happens. Not financial advice.
It's not financial advice.
You do whatever you want with your money. Burn it.
Don't bet. That's a crime.
That's a crime. I was about to say that's a crime. Throw it away in the trash can if you want. And then light the trash can on fire. That's not a crime.
Lighting the trash can on fire?
It's not a crime.
Lighting the trash can is not on fire.
It's not on fire? Lighting the trash can is not on fire.
It's not. You're right, William. You're right, William. Thank you for keeping me on point.
If there was more people who you get more flame for it.
Yeah.
I want you to know that.
Depends on the guest.
Facts. You're right.
Oh man. Do you know who BitBoy is?
Yeah, I know what's going on over there. He got arrested. On live.
On live.
I know. I heard about it this morning. I just didn't care about for that news. If I'm honest, there's too much.
I saw the video, and he was like when he first got stopped, he was kind of trying to keep the live going.
Yeah.
But then they asked him to put down his camera, put down his phone. So he put it down, and then they asked him a question like, "Oh, who's the car?" And he's like, well,
do you know why he didn't want to answer, right?
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was having an affair.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I think the girl's name was Brittany or something.
It was not Brittany. I don't remember the name, but it wasn't Brittany.
He's like, it's not Brittany, Alex. Well, I don't know. I guess I just threw a generic name out there.
You did.
Okay, well, whatever, William. He was like, okay, it's because the person asking the question was a cop, and he's like, because
he's on live.
Yeah, he's like. And then he's looking at the camera.
Because apparently,
I thought it was mad.
I don't know. I have zero information about the argument. I didn't care for the drama. I don't care for it. I just saw Crypto Banter this morning. He talked about it, and apparently he was on live just making a point that this guy's coming after him. I think it's one of the people he works with for the show they do. Mm-hmm. It's just coming out a whole bunch of
he says that he's extorting him.
Exactly, and. You don't see in the video, but no point in the video does it look like someone's in the car. But you see him in the video give something to someone in the back or put something in the back. Mm-hmm. And apparently on the live, he didn't start off with saying or knowing that the woman he's having an affair with is there. Oh. Assuming that's all accurate, his wife didn't know either. At that point in time.
No, he said in the video, he's like...
His wife knows about the affair and that they had one and they don't want to get divorced.
Oh, but
his wife doesn't necessarily need to know that she is there with him right then and there.
Right then and there. True. Yeah, because that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what I mean.
Because he seemed like he didn't want to say it.
He didn't. Because he's on live.
Yeah. It was funny though because he really wanted to have the live going.
He fumbled.
And then he's like...
He's like, fuck.
He's like, I messed up.
He's like, I might need a divorce now.
Yeah. Well, he got arrested.
Well, he was freed today.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They don't have anything to I think.
His mugshot was going around.
Yeah. We hit the fucking microphone. But that's just drama. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It is drama. I remember going to like one of my first crypto conferences.
He was there?
And he was there, but I didn't know who he was. I knew nothing. It was like my intro to like the crypto world. And one of the people I was talking about was like, "Oh, BitBoy's here, BitBoy." I was like, "Who the heck? Who's BitBoy?" He was like, "You don't know BitBoy?" I was like, "No, I don't know who BitBoy is. So why should I?"
Well, there was a reason for it.
Well, there was a reason for it, I suppose. And now he's in the dog in the what's it called
in the doghouse.
In the doghouse,
which I found a bit kind of funny on the live. He gave the gun he had on him to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I asked him, "Do you have any weapons on you?" He goes, "No, I don't have any weapons on me. It's in the car."
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he did say that.
And the person who had the gun was.
Oh, because she had the gun.
He gave it to her. If he put it back there or whatever, it doesn't matter. But she's in the car then with the gun.
Yeah.
And the cops are now there.
Yeah.
So that was another whole situation.
Yeah. So now we like hopefully she knows how to conduct herself when there's a.
Which I assume she did because nothing else expired.
When there's a firearm in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I keep on saying it.
I like using you like saying crazy. It's okay.
I keep on saying that.
Our vocabulary is very small. We don't have the largest vocabulary here.
You just I think it's funny that because I've never really said that, and then I feel like I've said that.
I feel like you say it a lot on the podcast.
I felt like I said it a lot in the last episode and in this episode in particular.
Well, get ready. There's more craziness coming.
There's more craziness coming. I believe it.
So forget about BitBoy because I don't.
He's like, I don't care about BitBoy.
I don't care about BitBoy. I really don't.
William wants to get it to like the meat and potatoes, not the.
I think we are past the meat and potato, but this is just the corruption part.
Oh, so is this dessert? Is this
dessert? It is dessert because they used our country that we came from, our parents came from, and I was born in to defend himself.
Oh, really?
Yes. Bob Menendez, this slime bag of a senator. Yeah. Gets caught.
Okay. He gets caught doing what? Scumbag of a senator.
Gets caught with
slanders your country of origin.
He doesn't slander them, but he used them to defend himself.
Okay.
Which I'm not gonna lie to you, fair enough. It sounds like a Cuban thing to do, if I'm honest with you. Blame the country. Works out pretty well for the most part. So Bob Robert was caught in his house with, I believe it was like $400,000 in cash, or like just a lump sum of cash in his state like senator jacket, like with his name on it, type of an ordeal.
In his clothing.
His official clothing.
His uniform.
And then they found like 2 gold bars.
2 bricks of gold?
2 bricks of gold, my dude.
So what? Okay, so you said something about Cuba before.
Because he's Cuban.
He's Cuban?
Yes, his family came in the 50s.
Okay.
But let's talk about this first.
Okay. His last name is Menendez.
So apparently, Senator
Bob Menendez.
It's actually Robert.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Robert. Okay.
So he was apparently taking bribes from, allegedly, we have to say allegedly, out of here to protect ourselves.
Allegedly taking bribes
from Egyptian businessmen / government officials so he can just swing their way. Mm-hmm. Whatever he can help him out. And in return, they would pay him cash or gold bars, or they would just buy him nice cars, pay mortgages, pay a house.
Gifts and good deeds. That's wild.
You want to know the wildest part? What? It's not the first time he gets caught.
So he has a history. Why is he still in office?
He was caught 2016, 2017 for the same type of an ordeal. However, he was able to get a mistrial.
Oh, a mistrial.
So it's not like he got not convicted. He just got a mistrial.
Okay. So he got off. And now from 2017, from that point on till right now, he was doing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. And they caught him. Allegedly. Finally.
So now...
Oh, allegedly, because it's not...
He hasn't been convicted. Following that, yesterday / today, they questioned him about the thing.
Hearings.
When it came to the gold, he had no answers. He just scaped the question, kept it going. Mm-hmm. When it came to the money, he goes, "It's because I'm Cuban, and I don't want what happened in Cuba to happen to me. I'm prefacing this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What happened to Cuba? So what happened to me? So for the last 30 years, I've been withdrawing cash from what I earned legally every month. So
this guy's been saying that he's been withdrawing all of his money.
not all of it, but a portion of his money every month for the last 30 years.
You said he got caught with what, $400,000?
$400,000. I don't think it says that.
More than $480,000 cash in his home. Okay, so $500,000 in cash.
And he said he's been withdrawing it for the last 30 years.
Okay.
So, and he used Cuba to be the prime example because of Fidel and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason that's interesting is Robert Menendez's family didn't live through Fidel.
Uh-huh.
They lived through Batista.
Mm-hmm.
His parents left in the early 50s. Fidel came to power 58, 59.
Late 50s.
Late 50s. He wasn't even there. They weren't even there.
Mm-hmm.
They're already gone.
They left.
They left before things hit the fan.
I mean, things were already pretty bad with Batista before, but not.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There was a big difference, though.
Not like Fidel. Completely different.
Yeah. And he's caught red-handed, and it's allegedly. And then he also said it's not fair that I'm not giving a fair trial yet, and I'm being prosecuted and has to be resigned.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
that's wild.
bro, bro. How do you get caught like that and still have the audacity to say these things?
Mm-hmm.
He also still hasn't signed from the Senate seat.
No.
He's
what, New Jersey?
New Jersey Democratic senator.
Yeah. So $500,000 in cash. Isn't that already breaking some law? I thought you could only have like $10,000.
You can only withdraw 10,000 cash.
Okay.
I don't know how much you can hold.
Yeah,
I don't think there's
because like it's weird. Like I've always had the assumption that like you could only legally have $10,000 cash on you, but then it's actually, and then you could, if you withdraw money, like it'll just take a long time, and you'll be like flagged. Like anything that's more than 10,000, if you withdraw it, then you, like they'll ask you to come in, like ask you why you need it, what's it for.
So there is no limit on how much cash you can have on you.
Okay.
But what there is there's a depositing limit and a withdrawing limit.
Yeah.
And it's $10,000. Anything above that gets immediately flagged, and you have to report it, and you have to say where it's coming from.
Yeah, so part of that's for like money laundering, making sure that there's no like terrorist activity.
Yeah,
and
making sure you're not being extradited or extorted.
But then
extorted.
But yeah, because like also part of it would be like in cases like hostage situations, they say don't involve the police, and like if they're asking for more than $10,000, it's a red flag.
And there's also very few banks that hold that all at once like that. You, for the most part, have to request it.
Yeah, so it's gonna take some time.
At least a day ahead for $10,000. For $500,000, you might need a little more depending what type of bank and where you are located. But he got caught with all that money.
This guy.
And then today he came out saying that it's because he's from Cuba and they're only prosecuting him in this way because he is Cuban or his family's Cuban.
Interesting.
He's playing the race card.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't remember them doing like any like cash things in Cuba where they say you can't use cash. Like they don't
devalue the currency.
They don't
and I think they stopped withdrawing a certain amount. For sure they did that. But yeah,
where the gold bars come from?
That's a payoff.
Just a payoff.
Yeah. He's just holding it,
I saw the pictures of them. I was looking through his indictment, and
the indictment will be in the link.
Yeah, page 4. They look like solid gold bars.
They're solid gold bars. That's exactly what they are.
A little scratched up too. Like they don't look like new.
They're not new.
They don't look like they've been protected. Like they look like they've been used to move, just to move it around.
Nah, it's gold. Gold's gonna, if it's 24 karat, which
yeah,
I assume it is going to be scratched up and everything else.
Yeah, one of them actually has a Swiss bank, insignia on it, and then the other one I can't really read it. But 1 kilo. That's going for like what, 60K a pop?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said that, my bad. Yeah. Gold's got some value. The only problem is it's heavy. You gotta lug it around. Like that guy, imagine walking around with 2 bricks of gold in your vest. It shouldn't be comfortable. For a second when I opened this up, I thought it was Not an indictment, but
this is an indictment.
Yeah, this is an indictment. That was something else. Damn. So I wonder how long it'll take for him to go to court and for something to come out of this. Oh no, but they're asking him to resign.
Well, as of right now, there's only been a few Democratic representatives, senators say you should resign. Everyone else is staying pretty quiet on it. Not really saying much on it. But both right and left are going to use it to run whatever they want.
Yeah, of course. They're both going to... Like, you said he was a registered Democrat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Democrats are probably going to just try to replace him with someone else to date.
Well, the thing is, Democrats aren't calling for his resignation.
Oh, no?
Only, yeah. From
just the Republicans?
Yeah, but that's obvious. But I saw an episode of Breaking Points yesterday. I talked about it briefly, and they showed a clip of AOC talking about it. She didn't call for his resignation either. She didn't say anything. Then there was another guy who they interviewed about it, and he says, he said, listen, unless there's a fair trial, we shouldn't be, doing anything just yet. Well, I don't know why we'll call for his resignation. He was very neutral on it. Like, there should be a trial first, and then we'll go from there. Versus, it's kind of in your face. This to me looks like FTX.
Yeah, it looks like FTX.
It's right there.
It's like it's very clear,
obvious.
Clear as day what's going on.
Which, to be clear and to be fair, he is not the only one.
Yeah, you're probably not. No.
There's another judge in the Supreme Court who's also being...
A judge in the Supreme Court? Shut up.
Swear to God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. I want to counter on this. How many times did I say that's crazy in this episode?
Let me see if I can look for it real quick and see if I can find his name. I saw a clip on it today, but I just didn't quite catch his name. It should be right here in my face.
I'm trying to see if I can find some more information on like those favors or like what he took bribes on, but I'm sure that's all under investigation.
Clarence
right
Thomas.
Clarence Thomas? That's
pretty sure, yeah.
The Supreme Court justice that's allegedly been taking bribes also.
Putting it up right now. Yes.
Was that recent?
Yeah, like this week.
Who appointed it? Let's see. Not really. I'm just curious if he was appointed by a Republican or a Democrat.
Oh, I don't know.
Nominated by George H.W. Bush.
So I'm looking at article USA Today. Not just Clarence Thomas, lower courts facing scrutiny over ethics disclosure too. No. I'm talking about something else. So, but there are multiple things just going on. Like the government's being very untrustworthy right now.
Yeah, be more investigations coming in with definitely Clarence Thomas, and this other guy, Senator Menendez.
Yeah, but fun stuff.
Patrick said it.
The year of investigation?
Year of investigations.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah, we will see. We got a few more months.
I saw a podcast today with Carrie Lake, the former running senator for the state of Arizona. Oh, I was talking about bribery and everybody being a bunch of slime bags. She feels that her election was stolen too, like just how Trump does, right? But she's actually suing the state for the votes that were counted and for mail-in ballots and everything else.
She's suing them for accepting mail-in ballots?
For fraud.
Fraud.
Not for the mail-in ballots part, more so for not for getting apparently in her state of Arizona, she was winning the entire time, and then kind of out of nowhere, it just went to the person who won out of nowhere. She felt like it was very abrupt how everyone was going one way, and then out of nowhere, boom, she gets completely sidewall.
That's great.
Completely pushed out. And she's apparently finding evidence that there was some sort of tampering that went on. Enough that that on the podcast she talked about how before she even continued pressing, that someone came to her house and told her, hey, if you don't run again next year, like this year, if you don't run for Senate, you're gonna run next year. If you don't run for Senate this year, I will go ahead, give you a nice top position, nice pay, nice everything, as long as you don't run. Like, they try to bribe her out too.
Oh, really?
So she wouldn't run. She didn't say who. All she said was
she's considering accepting it.
She didn't. She goes, it came from the East, from higher ups.
Okay.
She didn't specify who it was or gave any info, you know, because she didn't want to put the message on blast.
She probably also didn't want to put a target on her back.
You wouldn't be able to do anything if you did, because now that just proves that did happen.
It did happen.
But that's what happened, and I found that, like, the corruption.
Yeah, of course. I mean, where there's government, there's corruption. Sorry, that's what it is. It's just.
But she's really just she's not even talking about mail-in ballots. She's just trying to get better voting laws implemented so that it's more fair for everyone, not just one way or the other. Because one thing she did talk about was how nursing homes, if they get mail-in ballots, they just accept it all. Like, the person who received, like, picks it up, just accepts it however it comes. They don't
like check it out and like validate it.
No. So what the example she goes, if they accept that, just how it accepted, they can then later on throughout the day they can accept more without verifying the accuracy or like where it came from. For those parts, she was talking about like they lose chain of command for some reason. Yeah. But yeah,
if I were to join the government, it would be to just pretty much implement blockchain.
That's what I said.
It'd just be implement blockchain,
for voting.
Yeah, for voting, super important.
Also, what I don't understand is why isn't Super Tuesday, right? Which is the day you vote on November 2nd.
A holiday.
Why isn't it a holiday? Federal.
It should be a holiday, yeah.
Right? Oh, the other thing she talked about was how they have 28 days to count the votes. Why?
This is a long time. Just running through a machine.
No, that's what they do though.
Why
is it taking so long?
Hire more people. Get them faster.
I don't think it's about hiring. I just think it's either side. I think it's just left too much room for fuckery. But yeah, Super Tuesday should be a national holiday.
It should absolutely be a national holiday.
Like, we should not be going to work that day. You should be going to vote.
Everyone should be going to vote. And if you should be incentivized to go to vote.
I don't know about incentivized, but you should just go to vote.
Yeah.
But that, neither here or there. That's all we got this week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of stories.
Where are we at?
At the hour mark. At the hour mark.
At the hour mark?
Pretty much.
Why say above?
Because it's 61:30, but...
Oh, it'll probably be a little less.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share.
If you guys have any crypto-related questions, shoot us a comment into the video below. And
I love how you love doing that.
Yeah.
I love how you love... There ain't enough people for that just yet.
Just, we'll answer it. Crypto-related questions. We're here for you.
Or non-related crypto questions. We're here for you.
Or non-related, yeah. Personal questions. Williams loves talking about himself.
Yo, I'm not that big of a narcissist.
No, he's not. He just likes telling stories. Yo, kidding, William. Kidding, William. You think anyone takes me seriously?
It's been another week
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The unscripted crypto podcast.
Hey, yo.